might scare the crap out of Madonna as Taylor Swift, because she's been dominating right now. Is she taking over Madonna's world? Is she the new Madonna? I want to take him to Kruse court. I guess this is just kind of fun for me, but I know like Madonna is finally talking about her biopic one more time, and it's been so long since it happened. Like I think it was like January that she had canceled the whole thing. Universal was going to do it, and they were like, "Oh, we're not going to do it anymore." It was called "Who's That Girl?" And they were just like, "It's just done." Like they said the script needed so much work, they just cancel it, and they already had someone attached to it too. Julia Gardner was actually supposed to play Madonna in this. And then they just like, it was pushed away. It was actually January of 2023. Wow, it's a long time ago. But she's pushing forward and she's rewriting herself and she's making it happen. And Julia Gardner's still attached to this. So, I mean, she's still very popular, Madonna, still touring, still doing her thing, but not as big as Taylor Swift, I would say, anymore, everybody, because Taylor Swift is everywhere. So much so that recently a big time director came forward and was talking about how her relentlessness and what she has done has changed the business, and people need to follow this formula. And that's Soderbergh. He was like talking about this, like he's like, this is great. If you see what she's been doing and what she's brought to people, it's a class act. It's just like something that you never see before, and that it's something you need to study and learn from. And I'm like, that's pretty freaking dope. But the question is Taylor taking over? Is she bigger and better than Madonna? Is she gonna be the new Madonna, or is she just like they're both too different to actually compare? That's the question. And do we want to see a biopic? I mean, I think we do. I think a biopic for Madonna makes sense. Michael Jackson one's happening. Taylor Swift's a long ways in the making. That'll happen eventually. But is Taylor going to take over for Madonna? Is she going to be the new Madonna? I want to throw it out there right now to Rachel first, because Rachel loves her some Tay-Tay. So Rachel, I want the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. Is Tay-Tay the new Madonna?
Here to be the cruise control resident Taylor Swift expert. I think honestly comparing her to Madonna is a little bit diminutive. I don't think Madonna accomplished nearly as much as Taylor has. Don't get me wrong, Madonna had some really great songs. She was a phenomenon in her time. I think she's more comparable to Lady Gaga than Taylor Swift, especially with the theatrics. I think Taylor Swift's more comparable to an Elvis or the Beatles or even Michael Jackson. She's really at that level at this point, where she's kind of reached the pinnacle of musical heights at this point, career-wise. She's set and broke tons of records. She doesn't have a peer at this point. She is just kind of above everything, with the way she succeeded, especially financially. So I don't think it's a fair comparison. I think Madonna was the new Cher and Lady Gaga is the new Madonna.
Wow, that's. I mean, I don't know. I kind of figured you might think that too, but I'm shocked that you think that they're not even in the same category, really. Even Rachel, that kind of not even the same category.
Not even the same category, which is fine. I mean, that's not a diss on Madonna. I like Madonna. That's not diminutizing anything she's done in her career. Madonna has done a lot of really wonderful things in her career. She's made a lot of success. She's written books. She's acted. I mean, if you look at the spectrum of things that Madonna has done,
so
that's
much
great for her.
She's like dominated in all aspects of entertainment, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. She's had some real stinkers. A Bitch on Madonna was not a great song. Anything she's put out really in the last 20 years has not been good.
Bitch on Madonna.
Not a good song.
Terrible.
I don't even know that one. I can't even tell you that one. Bitch on Madonna.
She has not maintained her career, I think, in a way that honors her legacy as much as, like, say, Cher or Celine Dion have. She really wants to be that kind of diva icon, and she just isn't. And that's okay. Ooh. It's okay to be that.
I feel like those are fighting words against Madonna. I feel like those are fighting words. I don't know.
I'm giving her respect, but like you gotta understand where you belong.
Well, let's find out what Lexi thinks about this, because maybe Lexi feels different. Maybe she doesn't. Lexi, I'm gonna put you on the stand here. Tell me the truth, the whole truth about the truth. Do you agree with Rachel, or do you think that she is underestimating Madonna? Madonna. Tell me the truth.
Madonna ain't never spent 12 weeks at number one.
I mean, she's not wrong. she's very much Lady Gaga in the same way. Madonna was a leader in sexual revolution. She was a leader in women's like rights, in a lot of ways.
She's really subversive in a way that Taylor Swift isn't.
Right. I mean, she was the first one to go out on stage in like the really sexual outfits and really push a lot of like
cone boobs
boundaries in sexual promiscuity in front of the camera and that kind of stuff. So I mean, there's a lot to be said about Madonna opening the doors for a lot of artists and what she did. I mean, I'm not going to deny the importance of her as an artist. As was previously stated, you wouldn't have Lady Gaga without Madonna. Like, literally, they wouldn't exist. But in that same vein, Lady Gaga plays piano. She's an absolutely beautiful musician. Lady Gaga is a better singer. She's a more talented singer. Lady Gaga is a better actor as well.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, as far as like that's concerned, but growing up, I loved Madonna as an actor. She was a wonderful actor. She was one of my favorite actors. I'd always watch stuff that she was in, and she was in a lot. And so, in that regard, she was always like
Madonna,
a power figure, just a singer. Yeah, she was never just like a singer. She was in everything. She was a model. She was a singer. She was an actor. She was in everything. She was Madonna, like you just said. Like, she was an icon of an era, and her era is over, and that's okay. Like, everyone's era comes to an end, and that's fine. But like, she's more than a singer, and I think that the discussion of what we're having here about musicians, Taylor Swift is an accomplished guitar player. She's an accomplished pianist. She's a singer,
songwriter.
Songwriter. I mean, Madonna has written some stuff.
That's
not gonna say.
We are not recording Taylor Swift's acting credits here.
Yeah, I was gonna say she is not. I would say, I mean, Madonna's not a great actor either, but I was, that's just saying, like, I don't
great
think
in the original League of Their Own. She was perfect in that.
Oh,
I mean, she's got some great stuff.
You're right.
And she was great in Dick Tracy. Some of her early work was great. I mean, it's her later work that falls off. Evita, she was wonderful in Evita.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's some great Madonna works. It's just like, I mean, it's the later stuff, like we were all talking about. So I think the comparison's unreasonable to compare Madonna to. It's like that same thing, like people dipping into a pool, like trying to compare Beyonce to her too. It's like, it's not really a reasonable comparison. But once again, Beyonce is also an actor and was like a power head of an era. She was a figurehead of like a specific era.
Comparing Beyonce, Madonna's more reasonable.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, and I think that's very true. I think because Beyonce was the tail end of the '90s into the 2000s. She really represented that that era more so, in that figurative light. Being a figurehead celebrity that does a little bit of everything. Yeah, she's an absolutely wonderful actress. I love Beyonce as an actor. I would love to see her do more acting.
I loved her in Goldmember.
More acting from Beyonce than.
I genuinely would love to see more acting from Beyonce. I think Beyonce is a beautiful.
I'd love to see her do some Broadway.
Yeah, I would too. I agree with that.
That'd be cool. I mean, I just think that you're right that about comes down to Madonna. Like, her acting is definitely better, but like Popstar we're talking about too, and then like Taylor Swift is very young, and she's still blowing up, very influential. I wonder what her career will go to be. I just think where Madonna was in the 80s, it was like a big time for her, and people like, again, it was a sexual revolution. That's what like Lexi was saying too. That's very true. I mean, the cone boobs, all that, like a lot of people were like all about her because of the sex that she brought to her music, and that's what kind of changed music in a lot of ways.
She wrote a book called Sex. So like,
that's
she made the coffee table book of sex.
Yeah. Dave, what do you think, man? I want the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, Dave.
She's one of the first with the fireworks and her tits on stage. Like, seriously, like.
Honestly, Katy Perry is another one you could compare more easily to Madonna than Taylor Swift.
Oh, her stuff is not going well too, I would say, too. Her new album came out, or her new song. I listened to it too. I'm like, what is happening? People are just ragging on her. Yeah, it's not good.
Madonna also had some really bad songs.
Yeah.
Ray of Light's still good. I remember my brother used to like rock that when I was in high school. He's like, it's time for Ray of Light.
Yeah.
And like, it's got good thumps. I'm like, Kyle, you just love Madonna. Calm down, buddy. Shout out to my brother.
Was a terrible song. I know it was popular, but I thought it was fucking terrible. The song was
music.
Yeah. And like, there was a lot of. What was the one where she raps? Where she's like, Pilates in a latte. That fucking song. I'm like, that thing was the worst fucking thing I've ever heard. Like,
really, anything after the year like 2000, Madonna just.
Yeah.
I mean, her making out with Britney Spears and whatever on stage, that was her trying to pull her career out of the toilet at that point. Right. That was not those two being blessed. That was all of them at that point trying to find that last hurrah of how can we all pull our careers out of the toilet, because at that point, none of them were really relevant.
Poor Britney. Poor Britney. Poor Madonna. They should have wrote a song together. They should have had something that's like, here we go, making out again. Just like kids straddling the saddle again. I don't know.
Don't quit your day job to songwrite, Brian.
When I have discussions with Rachel about Taylor Swift, my discussions I have with her about Taylor Swift are the same kind of discussions I have with her. I make comparisons to Michael Jackson. And growing up, I know there's the controversy around him now, but like, I grew up in the 80s.
He's a phenomenon.
And he was a incredibly influential part of my life. And I loved Michael Jackson growing up. Like, I was incredibly into him. Moonwalker, I had the videotape. I watched it on repeat every day. I was like, I came home and watched that thing. I loved it so much. I was so into it. Anytime he had a new music video coming out, I was like, oh, new music video. I got to sit down and watch the new releases of it. Like, it was a household event when Michael Jackson put music videos out and stuff. So it was like, you know, like, he was a big part of my life. And that's the only thing I can compare Taylor Swift to. In comparison is like, I can't think of anything with the level of hype. Like, when you're releasing albums, when you're putting content out, when you can think of the way the world reacts to it, the only thing I can think of in comparison is Jackson, that I've grown up with in my lifetime.
The Beatles.
Well, I didn't grow up with the Beatles, you know what I mean? Like, not to cut you off. Like,
when she was in Liverpool and Sir Paul McCartney got to go to her show, he said, this is very much like Beatles Mania, except for I get to be part of the audience this time, and he was really happy about that. But he directly compared her to the Beatles. And coming from a Beatle, that's, you know,
that's pretty monumental. But I mean, look at that audience. Look how people react to her. Look how she's in the charts for so long. And Madonna had a part of history, but I just don't know. You're right. If she is Taylor Swift, I think she's freaking done a lot to get to people to be someone like Taylor Swift. But I think that a lot of people have taken that ball and run with it much further than she has. She's still in the business for a long time, and she's still not stopping. But I just don't know. It's a hard comparison. You're probably right. But I do think that, you know, they call her the Queen of Pop. They called Madonna the Queen of Pop at one point or something like that. Mm-hmm. I thought they did, yeah. And I think that she will always have a place in history, but Taylor Swift, I'm interested to see where she goes. I think maybe it's just too early to compare them as well because, again, Taylor's so young and she's got a lot more doing. She's accomplished so much, but we're going to see where she goes by the time she's Madonna's age. But I think at the end of the day, when it comes down to this, you better watch out, Madonna, because Tay-Tay's coming for you. And she's going to be maybe the new Queen of Pop. And you're going to...
already came and left. Madonna's already been left.
Oh, shit. Sorry, Madonna. Take that.
Tay-Tay's
and take your ray of light.
For you, if anything. Watch out for that.
Watch out. Take your ray of light and run away. Run away with that. But yeah. Anyways, the biopic is moving forward. She's excited about it. She is co-writing it with somebody else, a ghostwriter, but mostly she is writing the whole thing. She's like typewriter, making her home biopic move forward. I'm interested to see how it is, and hopefully it's good because Madonna does have a story to tell. She has a story to tell though. I'm just never sure.
I don't love when people write their own.
I don't like when people write their own biopics.
I'm not sure about that either.
They put their own stink on it. They make themselves look better than they are.
Yep.
They always do. They always do. So just don't go. They just don't go Prince at least because that Prince one makes me upset too. But then again, hopefully this will be good, and Madonna will maybe get a nice little end to her career with something great.
Yo, player, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when we are live. And if you are able to join our Patreon, please join. Because the Pepestar needs more snickety snacks. Because I'm hungry. Holla back. Love y'all.